if you want to get a really good screenshot opportunity, it's kind of risky, so you gotta jump over that lava, but you can actually get all the way up on the snowman's nose, and then you crouch on the edge, and it's kind of like that scene in Titanic. Hello everybody, Beyond Rogue here, welcome back to another video. Today we are back in the world of MineZ, and I'm actually covering the festive meteor crater. So, for the holiday season of 2018, I believe 2017 as well, I think they did it last year too, they actually made the meteor crater into a melting snowman sort of thing. So, it's still a dungeon though, and it's still a doable dungeon, so we're going to go in. I believe they actually did make some changes to the inside as well, so we're going to cover that in this video. And if I'm not mistaken, this can also serve as a tutorial for how to do regular meteor crater, because they didn't make any changes to the dungeon in terms of its aspects, just how it looks just a little bit. So this is actually going to be interesting because this is on ice and you got to jump in here. I don't know how we're going to make this work. There we go, because ice is a little more slippery. I didn't want to overjump that and die. So as you can see, the inside of this is actually snow now, but you're going to want to be quick through here because there are pigmen, so that's something to watch out for. And then you don't want to hit the lava too much, obviously. If you do get bleeding in this period of time, I would recommend not using your bandage quite yet, like that. Don't use it yet, even so, because you do still have to do a little bit more in terms of a fall damage puzzle. So, I don't know if this is even necessarily a puzzle, but whatever. You might want to bring some feather fallings into this dungeon if you do decide to do it. And you can just slowly drop down, or you can be a little more risky and just do one of those. Either way, the end game goal here is to just end in the water. This is also a great place to refill your water. This isn't a long dungeon, but can't hurt to do it either way, because there's not a whole lot of water surrounding this dungeon. I mean, you could go to Agni Ignis or Kari, but still quite a hike, so can't hurt to do that. So, this pressure plate will spawn a pigman. If you step on it, you have two courses of action. You can either run over it, or you can try to make the jump and try not to hit your head on this obsidian block here. I'm just going to run over it just so you guys know what it does, but just keep in mind that if you do go for the jump, you do not want to hit your head on this. And it's actually kind of a tricky jump, so keep that in mind. So I stepped on the plate, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to jump up to safety here. You can either tackle the pigman if you want, you can actually shoot it and kill it and whatnot, or if you're confident enough in your parkour abilities, you can just kind of live and let live and just let it stay down there for whatever reason. Kind of up to you. I would recommend at least making it so it's just the zombies and not the pigmen, but that's totally up to you. So this one does the exact same thing. It's another one of those head hitter things, and this time I'm going to try to actually make the jump, and we did. As you can see, that's kind of a fun way to do it because you don't have to worry about a pigman if you don't step on the plate. But that being said, we have another parkour room here. We've got what is called the Emerald Room because, well, take a look around. There's a lot of emeralds. What can I say? So, we have a little bit of parkour to do. This is the easy part of the parkour. As it gets higher, you're going to want to make sure you're at full health because a fall from this height would kill you. Well, at least from where you're at now, it would definitely kill you. So, this jump has a bit of a head hitter. What you're going to want to do is make it so that even if you do fall, because you have to jump from here to there, you're going to want to make it so that if you do fall, you land on that block so you don't take nearly as much fall damage. Don't do what I did there, because, then you kind of die, or almost die. Luckily I didn't, but that's something to keep in mind. So, going to do the parkour again, but that's exactly what I was talking about not doing. Try to line it up so that you are in a position where you'll land on this block if you fall, because this is obviously a lot less fall damage than that. So, that is fun. Also, you can't use your grapple, just something to keep in mind. There we go, we made it this time. And this one's a little easier to line up, because even if you fall, typically you'll land in the water, so you won't take fall damage, which is good. So, now that we've made it to the top, we have a button to press, and that opens this up. This, as you can imagine from the other pressure plates in this dungeon, spawns a pigman. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to get on the corner of this block like I did. Don't do what I did where I just spawned a pigman, but if you do spawn a pigman, you can just press the button and you're good to go. I guess the Christmas version of this dungeon doesn't drop the legendary, which is kind of a bummer. but that's okay, because you do get a bunch of other nice loot. Normally you'll get a Meteor Rain legendary from this dungeon, but I guess that's not what we're getting today, because, well, apparently we're just not. And that's okay. So, you might hear some explosions here and there while you're looting this, and that's okay. It's not like you have anything to worry about when you leave the dungeon. That's actually because if you pay attention to the coordinates of where we're at, I just realized I had F3 open for that whole tutorial, but if you look at the coordinates of where we're at versus where we're at for the entrance to the dungeon, we're actually directly above it, so we are activating the spawners. For this reason, if you are going to do this dungeon back-to-back repeatedly, I would advise that you do not do it on the same server, because, as you can see, we're spawning pigmen right now, and those pigmen are spawning zombies, and we don't want to have to deal with that again. So, if you're going to do this dungeon a couple times, maybe server hop, wait a tip or two outside the dungeon so that you get all the loot room chests, and hope that you get a Meteor Ring, because hopefully you're not doing this during the holiday season. Yeah, so we're going to press the button and leave, and as you can see here, this is where the majority of the snowman facial features are. So we're going to parkour down the snowman. If you want to get a really good screenshot opportunity, it's kind of risky because you got to jump over that lava, but you can actually get all the way up on the snowman's nose, and then you crouch on the edge. And it's kind of like that scene in Titanic, except you need a second person, because, you know, it's like Jack and Rose, and right now you're just being Rose, I guess, or Jack. You can be whoever you want to be, but point being, if you want to do the Titanic photo op, you have to have two people. So, that's about it for this version of Meteor Crater, and I guess any version of Meteor Crater, because they really only made it so that the legendary doesn't drop, and the loot room and the entrance room are made of snow. So other than that, this tutorial serves pretty great for regular Meteor Crater 2, I guess. And then you can just parkour down any side of the thing, really. It doesn't matter a whole lot. I mean, I'm going to parkour down this way. That's Meteor Crater, I guess. That's pretty fun. Sorry we didn't get the legendary this time. It's kind of a bummer. I mean, it's a pretty bad legendary anyway, so I guess that's a thing. But yeah, it's a pretty cute build for a pretty cool dungeon. I guess that's about it for this video. Thank you to everybody who watched. Hopefully you enjoyed. If so, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because it does help the channel out so much. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.